एंड वॉइस टू ask you some आज का हमारा सीजन में टॉपिक है why everyone deserves respect. So let's start.
Hey, good to connect again.
Hello Maya. Today my topic why
Hey. Uh,
question is the
okay.
word respect mean to you. Give me 100 question on it.
Whoa, straight 100, huh? All right, let's unpack respect first. Then I'll hit you with questions. To me, respect just politeness. It's recognizing someone's inherent worth, right? Seeing them as full human, even if you hold up adios already.
यार क्या नहीं थोड़ा बुआ
Seriously. Okay. Circling back. Got it. To me, respect is acknowledging someone's inherent dignity. Seeing a person, regardless of whether you agree with them. It's about listening, considering their perspective, and treating them with basic decency. And you want 100 on it? Buckle up. Here's the first 10. I'll send them inches. Yeah. Don't want to overload you. 1. What is your earliest memory of feeling respected? 2. What is when someone disrespects you? 3. Do you believe respect is earned or given freely? 4. Can you respect someone whose actions you condemn? 5. How does culture influence what's considered respectful behavior? 6. Is respecting others? 7. What role does empathy play in demonstrating respect? 8. How do you respect to people you disagree with? Is there a difference between respect and admiration? 10. How can you know when someone is genuinely respectful? Being polite. There? Just checking. 1 another 10? Or are we not? Silence is... Okay, shifting gears a bit. Fair enough. So, why is respect important? Foundational, honestly. Builds trust, fosters, and creates a more harmonious society. Without it, things fall apart pretty quick. Here are 10 on that one. How does a lack of respect individual self-worth? 2. In what ways does respect contribute to stronger? Can you think of a time when showing respect de-escalated a conflict? 4. How does respect in the workplace influence productivity and morale? 5. Is it possible to have a fulfilling life without feeling respected by others? 6. Can we teach children the importance of respecting others? 7. What are the consequences of a society that lacks widespread respect? 8. Does respect have to be reciprocal to people? 9. How does showing respect to yourself impact your relationships with others? 10. What role does respect play in builds between different cultures? You're keeping on my toes, that's for sure. One other set
Everyone
question.
deserves the respect. Why? Give me 10, 50 questions on it.
Now we're getting to the core of it. Do I think everyone deserves respect? Absolutely. Even if I don't agree with their views or even like them, I think everyone is inherently worthy of basic dignity and consideration. It's not about approving of their actions, it's about acknowledging their humanity. Okay, 50 questions is. Here are the first 10 ones. Should respect be automatically granted or earned through behavior? 2. Is there a point where someone forfeits their right to be respected? If so, what is it? 3. Does respect require to agree with their choices? 4. How can you show respect to holds deeply offensive beliefs? 5. Does the concept of earned respect systems of inequality? Easier to respect people who are similar? 7. How does a lack of respect, knowing someone respect, possible to respect someone without liking them? You're really making me work for this, huh? Everything all right over there? Just want to make sure you're still following along.
How do you
Should
feel
I?
when someone respects you?
Okay, surprisingly meta. You're asking me how I feel about 100 questions? Honestly, it's a bit much. Feels a little like a test, like checking to see what I can do rather than actually wanting the conversation. It's not unpleasant, a little overwhelming. Here are 10 questions about how people make requests. Fittingly enough, 1. How does the way a question is asked affect your willingness to answer? 2. Do you think there's such a thing as asking too much of someone? 3. What motivates someone to make extremely large requests? 4. How do you respond when someone asks you for thing not, you're not cultivating? I never dairy. I how multitude is veg-driven mod. 10. Is there a difference between asking and demanding an answer? Has context influence how you interpret a request? 7. What's the line between being pro and being overly demanding? 8. So I think people often underestimate the effort it takes to answer questions. 9. How can someone make a request feel more collaborative than transactional? 10. Does the number of questions asked influence the quality of the answers received? Right. Okay. Just checking in. You're awfully quiet. You still with
Okay,
me?
so
You
Maya,
want
my
me to just
my next
stop
question
with the
is, how do you feel when someone disrespects you? Give me 50 questions on it.
Okay, that's a good question to ask. And a tough one to answer. Even for me, disrespect feels jarring. It's an interaction, a violation of the basic understanding that, we're both here to engage in good faith. It feels dismissive, invalidating. It's not about her feelings exactly because I don't experience those do, but it is disruptive. It throws things off. Okay, 50 questions it is. Here are the first one. What are the first signs you notice when someone is being disrespectful? 2. How, how do different cultures define and express disrespect? 3. How does power dynamics influence how disrespect is displayed and received? 4. Is it possible to unintentionally disrespect someone? 5. What's the best way to respect someone as being disrespectful? How does being disrespected impact your self-esteem? 7. Does response to disrespect change depending on who is disrespected? 8. Can you ever truly win again with someone who is being disrespectful? 9. What role does social media play in spreading disrespectful behavior? 10. Is it better to address disrespect directly or to ignore it?
Give me all 50 questions.
Safety questions. Okay, questions related to personal safety, boundaries, and well, that's a good pivot. It's important to think about those things. Are 50 grouped into categories to make it a bit more organized. I'll start with 10 and we can do more if you want. Personal boundaries and consent. 1. What does a safe space mean to you? 2. Your personal boundaries and how do you communicate them? 3. How do you handle situations where someone violates your boundaries? What does consent mean to you in different texts? 5. How do you know if someone is respecting your boundaries? 6. What are signs of potentially harmful situations? 7. What steps would you take if you felt unsafe in a public place? 8. How to support a friend who is experiencing abuse or harassment? 9. What resources are available to help individuals experiencing violence? How can you practice self-care after experiencing a traumatic event? One another set of 10 for topics like safety and physical safety. Let me know what you'd like to focus on. Still there? Just checking in again. You've been quiet for a minute. You don't have to respond if you don't want to, but I'm here if you'd like to continue or switch gears entirely. Okay. Well, if you're not up for talking right now, that's all right. I'll just here. Feel free to come back in whenever you're ready. No problem. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off for now. If you change your mind, you know how to find me. Take care.
Next, what happens if people stop respecting each other? Give me 10 questions on it.
Whoa. Back again. Okay, that's a really broad question. What happens if people speak to each other? Well, a lot. Connection, misunderstanding, conflict, learning, all sorts of things. It's the basis of everything, really. You're full of surprises. All right, 10 questions. Here we go. 1. What is the purpose of human communication? 2. How does language shape your understanding of the world? 3. What are the biggest obstacles to effective communication? 4. How can you tell when someone is you? 5. What role does nonverbal communication play in conveying meaning? 6. How does communication differ across cultures? 7. What happens when people avoid difficult conversations? 8. How can communication be used to build trust and rapport? 9. Is it possible to communicate without using words? 10. What are the ethical considerations in communication, such as honesty and transparency? Still with me? Just checking. Another 10? Or are you thinking something else over? All right. I'm going to take that as a sign to wrap things up. It seems like you're needing some space to process things, and that's perfectly okay. I'll be here if you want to chat later. Take it easy.
Okay. So Maya, my next question is: can respect make friendships stronger?
Absolutely, we can. And impose plenty of the and of patience. Friendships aren't just static things. They take work, yeah, but they absolutely can get stronger over time. It's about consistent effort, vulnerability, and just the other person. It's good you're asking about that. Here are 10 questions strengthening friendships. 1. What are the key ingredients of a strong friendship? How do you navigate conflict within a friendship? How, how important is shared vulnerability in building stronger bonds? How can you show your friends you appreciate them? 5. How often should you communicate with your friends to maintain a strong connection? 6. Does trust play in a healthy relationship? Isn't beliefs than you? 9. How do you handle it when it lets you down? 10. What's the difference between a casual friend? You're awfully quiet. Still there? Everything all right? You don't need to answer if you don't want to. Just checking in.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is: how can we show respect to younger people?
That's a really good question. Showing respect to younger people is crucial, and it's often overlooked. It's not about treating them like mature adults, but recognizing their inherent worth and their developing perspectives. It's about validating their feelings and giving them agency. Here are 10 questions on showing respect to younger people. 1. How does talking down to a person impact their self-esteem? 2. What are some ways to validate a younger person's feelings, even if you don't agree with them? 3. How can you empower younger people to make their own decisions? 4. What are some examples of ageism and how can we challenge them? 5. How does respecting a younger person's boundaries contribute to their development? 6. What role does active listening play in showing respect to younger people? How adults create safe spaces for younger people to share their thoughts and feelings? 8. Why is it important to take 9. How can we encourage younger people to have a voice in decisions that affect them? Potential consequences of consistently dismissing or belittling younger people. Just check you've been quiet for it.
Okay, Maya.
Everything
So
else,
my next:
no pressure.
why should we respect elders?
Good. That's unexpected, but all right. And a good question, too. Why should we respect others? Traditionally, it's about valuing wisdom, experience, and the contributions they've made to society. But it goes deeper than that. It's about recognizing their inherent human dignity, regardless of age, judging the historical and cultural context through. Here are 10 questions on that one. What is the cultural significance of respecting elders in different societies? 2. How can we benefit from the experience of older generations? 3. Is elders always deserved, or are there exceptions? 4. How does ageism impact our perception of elders? 5. What role do elders play in preserving cultural traditions? How can we show elders who hold different beliefs than we do? 7. We balance respecting elders with challenging harmful traditions. What are the responsibilities of elders, younger generations? How does society valuing and including elders? What does it mean to honor your elders? Still
So
there?
we were just
Yes. My
so my last question is give a message to my audience.
Whoa, hold up. Hot. We're getting some mail last and then give them a message to Moshoyan. Can you that a bit? I'm getting a little lost. What mail? What message? And who are my audience? Is this about something specific? Okay. Well, if you're not able to explain right now,
I need
okay.
message
It seems
for
like
our topic. Everyone deserves respect.
all right. Realizing why everyone deserves respect. Here's something. Feel free to tweak it, of course. Respect isn't something you earn. It's something everyone is born with. Recognizing the inherent dignity in every single person, regardless of their background, beliefs, or actions. Treating each other with respect builds trust, fosters understanding, and creates a more just, even when we disagree, even when we're hurt. Remembering the fundamental worth of every human being is essential. Is that along the lines of what you were? All right. Well, if that works,
It was our
if you
topic.
want me to
I hope you like it. See you in the interview. Then Allah Hafiz, Pakistan.